Motor City Rockstar, Sonic Soul Time, y'all. Sonic Soul Time once again, Thursday night, WJZZ Cool TV, coolest station in the world, y'all. Live streaming every Thursday night from 9 o'clock until 10 o'clock, right here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, all top social media platforms. Listen, I want to make some major announcements today because we got some things coming up, some schedule changes. Sonic Soul is moving. Oh, shit. I knew something was going on. Sonic Soul is moving to, we're changing days from Thursday to Tuesday. Still in the T category, but we're going from Thursday to Tuesday. We're going to start off the top of the week on Tuesday nights from 9 o'clock until 10 p.m. We've got still great lineups, great shows, great content going on. We've just got some things happening that's going to involve improving the station. We got a whole lot of new stuff coming, so we got to make some room. We got to do some adjusting sometime. Sonic Soul is still going to exist. WJZZ Cool TV. Coolest station in the world, y'all. We got a whole lot of stuff coming up in terms of music. We got some dirty radio coming. We got some blues and soul radio coming. So y'all stay tuned, hanging there with us. And tonight we had a guest, Nino the Gentleman. We started off the show with some Nino the Gentleman. I'm Coming Over is the name of that cut. I call these guys the Carolina Storm. And hey man, listen, a lot of everything coming out of soul and southern soul right now is, believe it or not, coming hard off that eastern seaboard. They're coming off of North Carolina, South Carolina, King George, Nelson Curry, Nino the Gentleman. Nino told me today that today was his 1 year anniversary being in Southern Soul. And so dig this. Big shout out to Nino the Gentleman. Hats off to you. We talked today for probably, I would like to say, an hour, maybe 2 hours. And man, we've made deals happen. We got features set up. We got everybody involved today was about networking. We got to know who these people are, what's going on, what their music is all about, what their lane is. North Carolina, South Carolina, y'all coming with it. King George is out of South Carolina. Nino the Gentleman is out of North Carolina. I'm going to get my story right because I made a mistake today, and Nelson Curry straightened me out. Nelson Curry is out of South Carolina. And so the Carolinas, man, they're like Alabama, maybe Memphis, Detroit. You got a lot of music coming along that eastern seaboard is what I call it. The eastern seaboard. From D.C. all the way down 95. Everybody on the East Coast, D.C., Maryland, the Go-Go Boys. Lamar Brace. Lamar Brace is out of, technically, he told me out of D.C., or he has a background with those D.C. boys, but he's out of the Carolinas also, Lamar Brace. And he's a new Southern Soul young gun. I ain't going to say new to the music because he's been around for a while, but he's out there on the Southern Soul scene. Lamar Brace, Nelson Curry, South Carolina, pioneer. And Nelson goes back farther than a lot of people understand. He goes back to the old Prince days, Minnesota. Those guys were the land of 10,000 lakes, as they say. Those guys had their own groove and style, and it was a sound that grew on us. Prince came out of there, man, and I don't know if you call that the pop, rock, soul. Prince was everything. Prince was a versatile artist. And I know that everybody out of his camp that was surrounded by him, I don't take lightly, because Prince required that you knew all forms of music because that's what he liked. He liked all forms of music. He didn't just like funk. He liked Lil James Brown. He liked blues. Prince was a hell of a blues musician. And I've heard Prince do blues licks. I was like, wait a minute. He probably was, you could have probably classified him as Southern Soul back in the day, the way he did it. He'll put a little funk step on some blues and soul music and put a little pop on there. Put a little extra keyboard or some MIDI on there and put a little George Clinton. He admired all forms of music and he fused it into his music. So when artists are out there doing their thing in music, I'm sure that there's a lot of fusion going on because I play music myself, and what people might think is traditional music like harmonica being synonymous to blues. You know, if I go out there and I say I'm a harmonica player, they say, oh shit, here come Lil Walter. The first thing I hear more than anything else is, can you play Lil Walter? And I say, well, guess what? I can, but I don't. You know why? Because I'm not Lil Walter. I am the Motor City rock star. There's only one. Make no mistake about it, as Al Bracey would say. Because guess what? That's who I am. I'm not that guy. I'm not the guy next to the guy. But don't get me wrong now. Here's what I do. And everybody that knows me, that knows my style, and I do this out of appreciation for them and what they do. I'm about 15,000, everybody rolled up into one. I was talking to Big Rob today. Big Rob, you're going to see this later on because I'm talking about you now. We got Big Rob coming to the show next week. Next week, he'll be on the show with Jake Carter. And we were talking about harmonica players. And he said, man, I need a harmonica player. And I said, well, man, I got Jake Carter, man, coming on the show next week. He forgot about his night tonight. And I tried to fill in with Nino the Gentleman tonight. But tonight is Nino the Gentleman's anniversary. So all of you have to understand that Nino the Gentleman has obligation to fulfill. But he did chime in to acknowledge that he will be on the show. And we got to hear from him because he's a hot boy, man. Like I said, these guys coming off the East Coast of Carolina, they're like a hurricane, man. I call them the Carolina Storm. The Motor City Rock Star created that. So I'm calling these guys the Carolina Storm. You got Nelson Curry. You got King George. You got Nino the Gentleman. Man, you got so many. You got Calvin Richardson. All those guys. Jodeci, KC, and JoJo. All those guys were out of the Carolinas. If you look at D'Angelo was a Philly soul boy. He came out of that Philly soul, Angie Stone. But think about Calvin Richardson. Calvin Richardson, for those of you that don't know, was doing big numbers long before he hit the Southern Soul scene. He was on that soul, Philly soul sound, the R&B sound with Angie Stone. Angie Stone was the hottest R&B soul singer, and I think that she still is, in my opinion. That's just Rockstar's opinion. Sonic Soul and Rockstar's opinion. Okay? You can't touch her. If you put her out there, if those guys change lanes, if anyone knows them that sees this show tonight, I'm going to let them know personally that if they change lanes and went into, they keep the R&B groove, that's fine. But if you change lanes and stick your toe in the water on Southern Soul, you would kill a game because you understand the business. And then I think more people would take Southern Soul a little bit more serious because if there's a pole shift in terms of the artists that will recognize Southern Soul, I think the arrival will begin. You know what I'm saying? The arrival will begin. You've got those artists out there that they acknowledge Southern Soul, but they come from quartet. I was talking to EJ Soul today. Big shout out to EJ Soul down there in West Point, Mississippi. Nene, his manager. All of those guys came out of quartet groups. Gospel. LJ Echoes. Big shout out to Broom Broom Entertainment this Saturday. We're going to be over in Chicago for Broom Entertainment. LJ Echoes is over there. Saturday night Grand Ballroom. I think the show starts at 8 o'clock. 7 or 8 o'clock. But anyway, we'll have a presence there in Detroit. Southern Soul will be in the house. Al Bracey, he'll be in the house. Motor City Rockstar is going to be in the house. I wasn't going to be in the house because I was supposed to be out of pocket for a family situation. Although the situation has happened, my lines got crossed up and I feel kind of bad because I didn't make it. I've gotten to a point now where I need some reminders. I've got to get better in my planning. And so that's a whole nother show. But I missed an important family function. And so y'all pray for my family because we had a loss of life in the family, and I didn't make it. But anyway, neither here nor there. My auntie that passed away knows my heart, and she can understand my situation. So, I think a lot of times that sometimes funerals are for the living, and we will sometimes condemn people for not being able to be there. My love is unconditional, and it didn't make me less of a lover of my family or whatever because I wasn't there. Me being there wouldn't have made a difference. But anyway, I'm going to get off this subject because I'm getting kind of emotional because I feel bad because I didn't make it. But anyway, back to Southern Soul. So we've got a lot of artists out there on the East Coast that would be great artists that would come into Southern Soul and kill the game. Calvin Richardson has a lot of pull because he's been around so many different circles on the R&B scene. So he has a telephone book full of numbers that I'm sure he can reach out to and say, man, what do you think about this project? Maybe he knows something we don't know. I've not yet interviewed him on the show. Maybe we'll call and try and get Calvin Richardson on our show and pick his brain one day. I know we've talked to Tracy Wood. Big shout out to Tracy down in Atlanta, who is Calvin Richardson's, was his guitar player, and he's doing big things. We had him on the show once before. We'll get him back again. But he's more along the lines of R&B as well as Southern Soul. So he has a fusion of music, and I've heard his music before, and it is phenomenal because they kind of combine what is popular. We think blues, and so we don't use words like blues. In certain races of people like blues. You got white folks that like blues. They like, oh, baby, oh, Jimmy Reed. They like that. Thriller's gone. We like that. That's what blues came from. But it has evolved. There are different strains of blues, in other words. Just like COVID, the coronavirus, they said that we're going to have different strains that are going to evolve from COVID. Well, blues is the same way. Blues and gospel is the same way. There's a strain going on. And we're going to talk about this strain right here. WJZZ Cool TV. Sonic Soul is the show, y'all. Every Thursday night from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. WJZZ can be found live streaming on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. You name it, we are there. And though we are changing dates after today, Sonic Soul will no longer air on Thursday nights. Sonic Soul is going to move to Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. Though, however, the date will still be the time will still be the same, but the date's gonna change. So if you can remember Thursday, remember Tuesday, because they both start with T. So maybe we'll do something. We'll put some kind of gimmick to it. You know what I'm saying? To give you a friendly reminder. And then next week, on the next new time slot, Tuesday, Sonic Soul, we will be interviewing with the Big Rob and Jake Carter. Jake Carter is down in Atlanta, Georgia. And this guy is phenomenal. Y'all start looking him up. Jake Carter. You can look out there on Facebook. Jake Carter. Everyone knows Big Rob, and Big Rob is going to share the stage. I asked Big Rob today, y'all. I said, Big Rob, we missed the date, man. You forgot. I forgot. That means that I need to tighten up a few things on my end, which means I got to get better with follow-up. I got to get better with maybe the day before. You got to confirm that your appointment is solid. I should know that from back in the day. I'm a salesman, and I dropped the ball. My boss man would not be proud of me because I dropped the ball on that. He forgot, and I think it was just as much my responsibility to remind him that we had an appointment set for today. I called him this afternoon. He said, God dang it, man. I forgot Rock, man. That's all right. But we'll catch it next week. I said, well, I got Jake Carter on the show on next week. I said, can I get both of you on? And he said, what does Jake do? Big Rob said, I said, Big Rob, Jake is a harmonica player. He said, man, I was just looking for a harmonica player. Now, hold on, though. He kind of hurt my feelings. And I told him, I said, Big Rob, I said, you were looking for a harmonica player. I said, that means either I'm not promoting myself hard enough, or all the cats that are so-called friends I got in Southern Soul ain't promoting me hard enough. Because I'm a harmonica player. He said, man, can we get together and do something? I said, boy, I'll turn your shit out. That's what the Road City Rockstar does. I like to show off. And I guarantee you I'm good at it. I ain't bragging, but I am the best. I take the Pepsi challenge. Anybody feel like Jake Carter, you gonna be on the show? I gotta get myself together because Jake Carter is going to be on the show next week, and I really feel like we're gonna both audition for Big Rob on next week. So y'all be on the lookout for that show. Now guarantee you this, it won't be on Thursday night. It's gonna be on Tuesday night. WJZZ Cool TV Tuesday night. Sonic Soul 9 p.m. until 10 p.m. Eastern time. That's an hour later, I think, on Central. Because Central time zone is behind us 1 hour. Same great show, same great place. We've got a lot of good content. We've got a whole lot of other guests that are on the way. We've got a lot of good, great shows. My boy Suede, I got to give a big shout out to him. I had Sarah on my show last week. Sarah Tony. And she told me she was on Suede's show. I said, damn, I ain't been on Suede's show. And I'm here all the time. So I felt some kind of way. So Suede, I'm coming your way, dog. I'm gonna make sure you see this shit. I'm a bulldog on your show next week. I don't give a damn if your show date time is changing. I'ma show up when you walk in the door. I'm be standing right there with a cup of cognac in my hand, saying, "Hey, nigga, the best show on the planet, baby," or whatever the hell you be saying, "Baby." I can't do it like that. I got that rock star razz. I ain't got Suede Covington razz, but WJZZ Cool TV is where all the great shows are. Hey man, we got some serious shows that come on through the day for all of you guys that like to be at home, clean up your house and shit. After the Price is Right, the Weather Channel and all that shit go off, you got cats like, shit, I don't know. I'm going to have to get the lineup. I'm going to personally do a lineup. I don't even know, because I watch shows. I'm kind of nosy. I'm involved in sales around here, y'all. So I guarantee you one thing for sure. If you are interested in a show yourself, a podcast, if you're interested in perhaps being a sponsor of one of our shows, or if you're interested in being a supporter of WJZZ, please inbox. Leave your information, like, share, comment, subscribe, more importantly, because we've got a lot of great stuff coming up. And a lot of people took us lightly when we first began this journey. But now people are starting to come around. They say these guys are not giving up. They got their foot on the gas. Of course we do, because we've got the blessing of the original ancestors. So understand that there's a difference. And we've been tried, but we've never been denied. And those individuals that know me know where I come from when I say that. We've been tried, never denied. Willing to be tried again. And I can't go no farther than that. But those that know it. They understand that. We're always willing to get out there and show our worth. And we're not trying to diminish anybody in their brands or what they do. Sonic Soul is about blues soul and southern soul. And we try and keep it proper. Sonic Soul doesn't compete with any other podcast out there. I admire all of them. I support a lot of them. Sometimes I'll try and make contact. They don't call me back. That's okay. I'm not concerned about that because I understand what goes into being a podcast host. You got to keep your shit fresh. And sometimes you ain't got time to sit on the phone and go, "Hey, man, how you like being a podcast host?" Shit, who talking about that kind of shit, man? I got to call you back. I got the Big Rob is calling. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got time to kick around bullshit. We've got to be on top of our game and stay focused on content. If we all think we have something to do and something good to bring to the public, just know that there's a lot of work involved. There's a lot of work involved in having fun. I tell people, there's business involved in having fun. This is not like spending the night at your cousin's house for the weekend. You know, hey, I'm excited. I'm going over to Junebug house for the weekend. We're going to raise hell by the time the Sunday evening comes. Your auntie don't give a damn if she see you for the next 6 months because you done tore up everything in the damn house, ate up all the damn groceries. Your mama ain't brought shit with her because we all got that auntie that don't bring food except my family. My family, we grow food. We are food. Our middle name is food, y'all. If you ain't got nothing to eat, you tap one of us on the shoulder. Somebody gonna feed you. I guarantee you that. You know what I'm saying? We need to ride around instead of giving dollars out on corners. We need to be giving out buckets of chicken. We'll give out buckets of chicken. If y'all see the chicken car coming, you gonna know that's a part of Harris family. I guarantee you that, because that's what we do. But listen, the bottom line is, it's not easy creating content, and so it looks easy. A lot of people some people have the natural knack for it. You know, they're just natural talkers or whatever the hell their case may be. But when you want to do a podcast of any sort, I don't care if it's relationships. Everybody thinks that they're a marriage counselor. Everybody thinks that they are great cooks or whatever. They're pastors. They're preachers. They can bring the word better or whatever. It doesn't matter. We don't discriminate on anyone's topic or brands around WJZZ. All I will say is this, is just create a solid, don't jump around. Because I see a lot of that sometimes on podcasts. They will jump from one thing to the next thing. And that's okay if you create a segment, but it's still related to what you do. I am Sonic Soul. I deal with blues, soul, and southern soul. Make no mistake about what my content is all about. However, I will feature my jewelry designer, my bead person, my affiliate. I will feature my fashion designer. I will feature my cakes and pies girl. You know why? Because that all affects how we go out and enjoy our blues and soul. Because when you go out to the Southern Soul Show, I'm from Detroit, y'all. I'm from an entertainment city. I know what Detroit does. I know what they're going to want to look like. I know what's going to be involved. I know who I need to bring together to let my audience know, hey, man, I'm going to get you ready for the Southern Soul Jam. I'm going to get you ready for the Carolina Storm because we're going to put that show together. With Nelson Curry, King George, I'm going to call it. Because the word says, call it, speak it into existence. So the Carolina Storm is coming, y'all. And I guarantee you, if any one of those guys are watching tonight, I've already talked to them, and I've not told them about the Carolina Storm tour. I'm going to see how much support I can get from that. But anyway, they know that we're going to bring it together because networking is what it's all about. We got to network with each other. We can become the biggest thing ever. And we don't need anybody's permission to get big. All we need is discipline. All we need is obedience to one another. See, we can't grow because people are always busy trying to outdo the next guy. I got to show my crowd that I'm better than Bad News. I got to show this crowd I'm better than Spoon. I'm better than Al Bracey. Rockstar trying to convince himself, hell, I'm better than my damn self sometimes. How can I outdo myself? I mean, it gets to that point. But what we need to do is we need to learn how to network together and keep everything fresh. It doesn't matter. I mean, like I said, today I was talking to Nelson Curry, Nino the Gentleman, and all these guys, and everyone knows everyone else. Nelson Curry said, oh, wow, I didn't know you knew this guy, or I've been working with this guy for a lot of years. So we are all basically, in other words, in the same circle already. We are just one person away from knowing everybody. Because we all know, like, I know guys that although we don't know each other. You know what I'm saying? But we come together based on our acquaintances that are familiar. You see what I'm saying? Familiar acquaintances. So, all I say is be careful how you conduct yourself in public. You never know who's looking. You never know who you're going to run into again. And some people have memories like elephants. I had P-Funk on this show about a month ago. And one of the P-Funk members said to me, on the show, you can go back and look at it right here. Subscribe to WJZZ Cool TV and never miss a show. You can always go back and archive any of our old shows by date, the episodes. But go back and reference the P-Funk show. He said to me, he said, man, I remember you. You came and I did a backyard boogie. I was there for an event. And he said that I was kind of snappy with him. And I was snappy with him. And I had to stop and think. I'm not good with names, but I never get a face. I'm just like the FBI. I should be a profiler. So if my phone rings tomorrow, I know they watching my show. That's how I know they tapping my shit out. But anyway, I said, yeah, I remember you. But what I told him, I said, but listen, did I not take care of you? Did I not explain myself? Although I was going crazy. Because when you are a servant, people don't give a damn what your capacity is. All they want to know is that the shit they came for, is it ready? Is it available? And that's the same way with the audience that you serve as a musician, an artist, entertainer, a movie critic or actor or actress, not movie critic. I apologize for that. But people want to know that the end result is what they came for. I don't give a damn if you selling cakes and pies or if you selling CDs. They want what they want and have it available when they want it. And sometimes it gets a little aggravating. I got a little aggravated that day, but guess what? The bottom line was he didn't forget me. And that goes back to what I began with, is be careful how you conduct yourself in public, because you got a lot of people out there that have memories like elephants. I can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning. But I guarantee you, my brother, if he meets you one time and you told him where you live and where you from and what your name is, if you saw him once, he saw you again 10 years later, he would call you by name and ask you if you still live where you live, exactly like you told him. He's gifted like that. I didn't get that gift. God didn't allow that side of the brain to work for me. I would be, he said, no, you'd be too dangerous with that kind of gift. You know what I'm saying? My brother can do it though. So I'm always careful, and I say, man, but the bottom line is that we need to support one another, keep each other lifted up in the craft, because it's not about shit. Listen, I say this all the time, that it's not bad to brag about being the best at what you do. I think I'm pretty damn good at what I do. I brag about it all the time. Make no mistake about it. And I don't apologize for it. You know what I'm saying? You might think I suck. And that's okay too, because that's entertainment for me, because that keeps my material fresh. You know, because I want to know what people are saying. I want to know whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. I want to know if I got to improve on some things, what I need to improve on. Or, let me put it like this. I know what I need to, or I know what I think I need to improve on. I want to know if what I'm hearing out there is the same thing that I think I need to improve on. Because that becomes a confirmation that, yep, I need to improve on that. You know, I got a comment on my show, and I have tried since then to improve on that flaw. Because I recognize in my own self that I have things that I need to improve on. But then when that person called me on the phone and said, hey, man, check this out. You need to stop doing this. That was confirmation that I need to improve on that. Because I already know what it is that I think I'm doing wrong. It takes just a habit is something that you do over so many periods of time that's just automatic. So just like forming new habits, you have to form new habits by learning how to be consciously aware of your old habits and just stop right there. Before you go crazy and start that bullshit, turn people off and make them not want to come on your show ever again. You know what I'm saying? Although I have that problem, because I think people are, I feel like the suckers sometimes. I think they have more fun with being, I feel used, in other words, people. I think they use me for entertainment purposes. You know what I'm saying? Because they already know I can't contain myself sometimes. But I've become better. I'm trying to get better at what I do, and I'm consciously aware. So all of those that have ever said to me, I need to settle down. You know who you are. I ain't going to call your name on the air, because I don't do anything like that anymore for free. I'm just going to let you know, we're going to acknowledge people when they pay. Pay for play. Play for pay. Whatever the fuck they say. Back in the day, that's what they did. Y'all remember y'all old school artists, musicians? We got a lot of artists that are coming here real soon. But y'all remember them back in the day when it was pay for play. You know, when you didn't have a connection with a DJ, and more importantly, you didn't appreciate your DJs. DJs are very important to the structure of music. I don't care. I think they got it all wrong. And somebody may need to call me and correct me if I'm wrong. As a matter of fact, we got a call-in number, 313-355-6018. 313-355-6018 is our calling number. Now, if anyone wants to jump in on this conversation, they can. If my phone doesn't ring, that means don't nobody give a damn about it. But DJs are, to me, the most important factor in the music business. Other than the music makers, I would say that the guys that are making the music, the producers, the managers, the artists themselves, are making the music. They're the creators. They're content creators, as Facebook says nowadays, because everyone's a content creator. Okay, because they recognize that since we out here, everyone's promoting something, So we're all content creators. If you don't understand where that comes from, if you still on Facebook as a regular Facebook page, that's cool too. Because if you're not a content creator, then it just means that you can monetize your shit. Facebook trying to be fair, like Amazon, Walmart, and everybody else. They want to become affiliates of everybody else's shit. Because there are some very popular people out there that bring good content. I watch everybody's stuff. I'm stealing ideas all day, every day. And when I say stealing, not necessarily stealing, but I'm getting new ideas because I would never become someone else, but I will use some of your stuff and infuse it into my stuff because I know what works for me. So I might take a little bit of that Willie Mack and put a little Willie Mack in the Rockstar Sonic Soul show. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to be upfront about it. I ain't going to never go behind your back and say, I ain't take that shit. You know damn well that's you all day. You know what I'm saying? I'm be honest. I'm going to take some of all y'all stuff. I should call Bobby Rush on the phone right now. Bobby Rush told me one time, I called Bobby Rush on the phone. Bobby Rush, I say, man, I said, you know, I play a little harmonica. He said, yeah. He said, yeah, I kind of heard that. I said, man, you should let me get on a harmonica song with you. Let me feature on some shit. Yo, Bob Rush told me. Bob Rush said, and he said it with straight face. He was dead serious. He ain't flinched. It wasn't no joking, no quivering in his voice. He said, no, man. He said, He said, what they need 2 harmonica players for? I said, oh, man, that's cold-blooded. He said, I don't need 2 harmonica players. Not on the Bob Rush show. Don't misunderstand what he's saying. He didn't say, don't stop playing harmonica. You'll never be a Bob Rush. He didn't say that. What he said was, he didn't need a harmonica player on the Bob Rush show, man. Bob Rush got Bob Rush lane covered. Now, guess what he told me, though? He said, but I tell you what you do. You come up with something good, and you want me to feature on it? He said, I'll be there all day, every day. I know he'd give it all he got. Instantly, I have that kind of permission. And I haven't done it because guess what? I want to make sense. That's like when Uncle Leroy, the rich uncle, says, hey, man, don't come to me with that bullshit. Okay, don't come to me borrowing nothing because I'm not in the borrow game. If you come to me with a plan. You got to have a plan in your hand. You understand what I'm saying? Then I support it. But don't come looking for something that I ain't got no guarantee to get my shit back home. You know what I'm saying? But if you got a plan, the plan makes sense, he said, I'm going to ride. Show you right. I'm going to ride with you all the way. I've got that kind of mission. And so I want to be careful, and I want to coach other people that it might seem like your journey is kind of slow sometimes, but your journey is not slow. My pastor said to me once upon a time that someone is attached to your blessing. You just ain't met them yet. Ooh, that was deep. That was deep. My pastor said that. He's a God man. You know, I kind of feel like God men kind of know everything. Because he tell me some stuff about me, and I ain't said nothing to him about it. So I know, and know sometimes. He said to me that someone's blessing is attached to you. You just ain't met them yet. I said, so Pastor, what that mean? Be patient. Keep on doing what you do. Because the Proverbs and everything that I already told you, faith without deeds is dead. You can't expect them to just fall out the sky and say, here I am. It don't happen like that. You got to put forth some effort. When you start moving, other people move with you. I hope I'm making sense tonight. I think I'm ranting. Maybe I'm going to stop ranting. I'll play some music in a minute. We're going to put some Nino the Gentleman on because I want to give you a snippet of him because you got to understand what this guy's coming with. He's hot. I'll open up the show with some Nino the Gentleman. I'm going to play another cut off of his album, and I'm not going to play the whole cut. We're going to give you a little bit. So you guys go and look for Nino the Gentleman. If you go to my Facebook page, I'm really sure that you can find him because he's tagged in the post, and he commented and responded to the post. So y'all go to his page and check him out, listen to him, ask him some questions. I'm sure he'd be glad to respond to you because we had a conversation. He's been on the road. I think I probably talked to Nino for 70 miles today. So I helped him along his way. And then sometimes that's what we need. You know, when we're on business, it takes a load off to not be bored. You're smoking 2 packs of cigarettes every 100 miles, and and ain't got nothing to do. You played all your damn songs, and you played you played your songs, you played all the Tucker songs. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? You doubling back. So it's good to talk to somebody, help you kill the time. We talking about some positive stuff. So listen. Also, WJZZ Cool TV, Motor City Rockstar, Sonic Soul would like to let you know that on August 12th, the second annual Southern Soul on the River is coming up down at the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater. That's 2600, what's the Atwater, I want to say. We're going to have Willie Clayton, T. Marvin, Jay Wan, Sir Charles, West Love. We got a whole slew of cats coming in. Coco is hosting. Coco, the Motor City's own Coco, is hosting the show. That should be funny because Coco's a riot, man. Coco real people. And she loves Detroit. Detroit loves Coco. You understand what I'm saying? And then we got my boy DJ Fuji coming in. DJ Fuji, I'm going to say this, man. I'm gonna send you a copy of the show tonight. Big shout out to DJ Fuji. DJ Fuji is going to be DJing on the ones and twos on this show on August 12th. DJ Fuji is one of the coolest cats. Hey, man, we was in Chicago last year, man. Me and DJ Fuji, we was over there for that LJ Echo show. And Fuji, LJ is in Chicago on this coming Saturday. So hopefully I'll run into him. But he's a cool cat. So he'll be here, real down-to-earth cat. Big shout out to Fleet DJs. I'm going to give it up for Fleet DJs. My boy DJ Flavor down in Memphis. Gerard Rayborn, Team Rayborn, man. Got to give it up for Gerard. All those cats down there, man. We got a whole lot of stuff coming up. And the season is just starting. In Detroit, it's like 40 degrees. I think the high today may have been 50, maybe 51. It's like fall. I'm in the hoodie. I'm still the hoodies. All that good stuff. I'm going down play some blues tonight at the Raven. I don't have the Raven's address, you know that? But guess what? The Raven Lounge on Shane and Ferry, just come up. If you're coming from the west side, if you're on the east side. If you're on the east side, you know where the Raven is on Shane. And if you come from the west side, get to 94 east, I don't give a damn, or west, depending on which way you're coming. Get off at Shane and go south. Head south. You can't run. You're going to run right into the Raven. The bird going to fly right into you. Oldest blues club in Detroit. Just like WJZZ is the oldest jazz station in the world. You know, WJZZ Cool TV is now here, and Sonic Soul is the show. Every Thursday night for now, tonight's the last night. You'll hear me say every Thursday night because we're moving to Tuesday night. We're going from Tuesday nights, 9 o'clock until 10 o'clock, and hopefully we'll yield right there. We'll see what's going on. We've got so many great new shows coming, so don't you guys think that there's anything going on unpopular. We've just got so much new traction, and people are coming in, and we've got so much new content. We've got great content. I know I can remember when we first started, we were not as tight as we are now, and hell, we still might not be as tight according to some people, but guess what? We still here. It's not like a weekend at my cousin Leroy's house. You know, we're not going away. We're going to be here. Okay, we're going to improve, and so now we're on a big push. We'd like to attract some sponsors and some great advertisers, so you have some content. If you think that Sonic Soul is a show that you'd like to be a part of, that you'd like to have your brand featured on, or if you have some video commercials, if you do not, we also have access to be able to do video production of your brands, commercials, or whatever the case may be. So just reach out and let us know what we can do for you and what you need done. Maybe we can sit down and talk about what some of your projects involve and, you know, lay a different eyeball on it. I don't think that you wouldn't have a great idea because no one knows about your project like you. But sometimes it's always good to lay an extra set of eyes on it because some folks may see something that you don't see. And that may be a part of some great stuff down the road. So let's keep in mind that you can reach out to us for stuff like that. But more importantly, back to what we do at Sonic Soul, again, is we talk about blues soul, southern soul, and we network. We like to try and network and get everyone involved in terms of what they do. There are so many great artists out there right now, and I always say that there's every now and then a chance that God is going to bless the world with some phenomenal alien type dude. Right now we got Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and King George. Flat out, in that order. Not to take away from any of our other artists. We got a lot of great artists out there. We got Sir Charles and Raised to Hell. Every time I look up, Sir Charles working on a new project. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be honest with you. Back in the day when Sir Charles first came out, he was Young Gun. He was like Bad News was. So News, let me say this. I remember when I first met News Williams, he came to me and I said, how the fuck did you meet Sir Charles? He said, man, I think he said I DM'd him on Instagram or something like that, and they got back together because they had similar lanes. So the point was, and it reminded me of how I remember Sir Charles coming out on the scene back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Because he's around our age. He in that same groove. He was the only one really pushing that Southern Soul thing, him and Kenny Wayne. And Kenny Wayne wasn't really Southern Soul. Kenny Wayne was pushing soul blues. And so for a long time, I think the debate was, who was the first one that started pushing the Southern Soul sound? I think Kenny Wayne said Sir Charles had mentioned that Kenny Wayne was out there doing it. And Kenny Wayne was like, no. I wasn't the Southern Soul guy. He says that Sir Charles was the first one out of our circle that was doing Southern Soul. But someone else said that it was Sir Charles was influenced by, and I can't call his name because I am not familiar with him. So if anyone's watching the show and they can call the guy's name that was, I don't know if they say he was managing Sir Charles or he was promoting Sir Charles' music, but he felt like Sir Charles had a sound that was above what the blues or even soul blues sound was, because it was more R&B-ish type pop, you know, and now we went as far as we adding hip-hop to it, but back then it was just adding that extra hip-hop groove to it. So it became Southern Soul, and I don't know what the guy's name is. I'll tag Sir Charles, and maybe Sir Charles will chime in and let me know who that person was that used to deal with him, because they say he was the one that was the first one that mentioned the name Southern Soul. Hence is why Sir Charles comes out as the king of Southern Soul, and he is, because there was no other person out there that was talking about Southern Soul other than Sir Charles and Kenny Wayne. And I can't argue with Kenny Wayne. You know, he's on the Southern Soul scene, of course, but he, in fact, even has a song out called Soul Blues, and maybe I'll play that tonight if I can lock horns with it. But Sir Charles, big shout out to Sir Charles. Sir Charles is steady moving, but I think what I was saying before I started going into the Southern Soul history is that Sir Charles understands what it's like as a young up and coming artist, and so I can see how he backed and picked up on News Williams, because Sir Charles a cool cat, man. Sir Charles, he a regular dude, and everybody wants us to be, for the sake of music, they want us to be what they think the music song is like. You know what I'm saying? But shit, we regular people, man. We like to party, we like to eat, we smoke weed. Some of us drink cognac, eat barbecue. Golly, everything ain't about the show. We ain't gonna always get you in the show. What you bringing to the table is what we want to know. Golly, you know, everybody brag about who they know and I can get in the show, but goddamn it, what does it benefit me to get you in the show if you ain't put me on no show? You ain't calling nobody and say, get my man on the show. You know what I'm saying? It's a trade-off. We gotta stop taking. We take. What's in it for me? It's called self-preservation. What good does it do me to get you in my show if ain't no benefit for me in it down the road? Ask yourself that question. What would you think? I want you to make me one of them $100 pies for free, just because I'm your boy, okay? And you know I got your back. Whenever that may be, I got your back. So you got to take my word for it, okay? Now you'll find out how much your word is worth when you operate and do it like that. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta start being straight up and understanding that, hey man, we can't give everything away. People want to make money. They think you're making money. They want you to give it all away to them. You know, as soon as you start making money, you look like you making a little money. Shit, ask News, ask Willie Mack, ask Nino the Gentleman. Everybody see you out there doing your thing. Okay, he gonna make it. He got good potential. They ain't really fucking with you. But don't look like you making a little money. Because guess what? Their whole attitude gonna change. They gonna say, wait a minute. I damn Nino the Gentleman. I saw Nino on Sonic Soul. He must be moving up in the world. That means he making a little bit more money. Nah, man. That don't mean he making money to give it to you. He got to make moves. You know what I'm saying? It costs money to produce music. I don't care what you think about it. If you ask anybody, hey, man, I know you a fan of mine, right? I got you in the show. I tell you what you do. Artist. Here's what you do. Rockstar said this, right? Here's what you do. Everybody you get in the show, ask them to put it on your next album project. For real. Let them see the numbers for real. They'll stop all that begging shit. You understand what I'm saying? Give them a bill. Say, hey, man, I'm going to let you in this show. For the next 4 shows, I'm going to put you on the goddamn list. I'm going to put you on the list. You're on the wheel call. You dig what I'm saying? But dig this. You're going to agree to this. I'm going to need you to be a part of this next album project. You dig? So I'm going to need something about you. I don't give a damn if it's $50. If it's $50 a month for the next 6 months, because I'm letting you in all my shows. You watch how that shit's going to change. I'm trying to tell you. Guarantee you to change. You realize how much of a fan they are for real at that point. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really like this shit. I mean, I know you got a business to run. They start talking about all kinds of stuff. That don't mean nothing to nothing. It don't mean nothing about nothing. You know who your real friends and supporters are. Ask them for some money on it. Ask them to put 5 on it. And watch what happens. Watch what happens. You're going to find out. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen in all cases because you got some partners that'll call you bluff. I got some partners that tell me all the time, what you need, dog. Don't play with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't call my friends on mad stuff. Because I got some gangsters in my camp. I don't call false alarms, dog. Because then they mad at me. Because when I round up the fellas, they coming and they ready. You dig me? What I look like calling saying, I was just playing. Shit, now I'm a target. You don't do that. Don't call nobody out if you ain't ready. That's like I said, my friends with money, with juice, they told me, I ain't loaning you shit. Come back with a plan. When I see you, come with a plan. Because the bottom line is, I want to help you. I want you to help me. You see what I'm saying? Because what difference does it make if I got $10,000 or $1,000 or $100? If I give you $100, I want my $100 back because you want to make your $100. Plus, I want to make my money tenfold just like you. You dig me? And I can support the cause. Just make it make sense. Make it make sense to me. Are you going to allow me to get in on it? See, that's another thing. We all want everything for ourselves. Sometimes you got to be willing to give up a share. What you can do, whatever you say you can do, true enough. I'm sure there are a lot of talented people out there. But how much are you willing to give up in order to get people on board? It got quiet in the room because it gets quiet when you start talking that kind of thing. How much are you willing to give up of what you think is your good thing to get people on board to help your thing grow? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people say, fuck that. Nah, I just wait it out. But while you waiting, you like bread on the shelf. Eventually the bread gets old, they replace it. They throw it out. They put a different, they say they put a different color tile on the bread to indicate what day the bread came in so they know how old it is. You sitting there on a purple bowl tile and the color is red. You know what I'm saying? Because see, while you waiting it out, instead of giving up a share to grow and get big, you trying to be greedy and take it all for yourself. Well, guess what? You ain't supposed to grow. Everything Rockstar got is for sale. Let me let y'all know. So I'm willing to give up a share of everything, and I have $1 million ideas. I guarantee can't nobody beat me in creation and innovation. I just ain't got no money. I put it to the test right now. You know what I'm saying? But here's the point. Always be willing to network. Always be willing to support your brand and not be selfish to support other people's brands because we all are in the game together. Everyone I talked to today on the phone prior to here tonight, Sonic Soul, because I was, like I said, going to have Nino the Gentleman. Everyone tonight, that conversation was, I know that guy. I know everyone knew everyone else. They just didn't know each other at the time, So we made the introduction. And so you see how big the circle just grew? So Nelson said, well, shit, man, when I see you down in Charlotte, I'll be looking for you. Same thing. Nino said the same thing. EJ Soul is trying to bring Nino the Gentleman into Mississippi. Nino said to me today, he's trying to break in the markets of Mississippi and the North, meaning Chicago, Wisconsin, Detroit, Indiana, St. Louis. That's the Midwest. And Mississippi. He's trying to break those areas, and we want to break them. We want to help break them. DJ Spoon was talking to him today. We introduced him to DJ Spoon. DJ Spoon is on WMKM every Friday night from 10 to 11. DJ Spoon is going to feature, so y'all tune in tomorrow night. You guys that know DJ Spoon know he's on every Friday night. 10 to 11. WMKM, 1440. So listen, the bottom line again is that we support each other. Y'all support WJZZ Cool TV. I'm just going to put it like that. And then as we get close to I had the bus trip going down to Hattiesburg. I've canceled the bus trip because the numbers didn't look good, so I didn't want to continue to promote that, and we were getting close to deadlines. Although I am still going, I'm probably going down there with probably about 10 or 15 people, and then we've got a crew of folks going, so we're still going to have a good time. I'm just not going to do the bus trip. I had to cancel the bus trip. I couldn't get the support that I thought I was going to be able to get. Just let you know. So I'm questionable about if I want to do something else like that. We got a lot of good things coming up. We may do it in different ways. So you guys stay tuned and just keep close to Sonic Soul. Keep your ear to the ground because we got a whole lot of good news coming up. News that I'm sure you're going to want to be involved in. You're going to want to know about. And the bottom line is WJZZ Cool TV is the place to bring you the information. Sonic Soul brings you blues and soul. Priscilla Price is on tonight before me. She brings you the Blues Factory. And so she has some great content. I want to just close like this. I'm going out like this tonight because it's time for me to roll out of here. I didn't run my disclaimers. I don't think I said anything that I need to disclaim. But the Motor City Rockstar is going to do this for you. We're going to see you next week right here on Tuesday night. 9 o'clock until 10 o'clock. WJZZ is the station, is the place. Live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, all other top social media platforms. Same time, same place. We're going to go out with a little bit of this here. This is Nino the Gentleman. He'll be here on week after next because next week we've got Big Rob and we've got Jake Carter out of Atlanta. We're going to have a good time. Listen, Motor City Rockstar, Sonic Soul, we out.